Good morning, everyone. We are Team 6, and today we are going to talk about Rad.com or Rent-A-Dozer, our B2B marketplace for construction equipment. First of all, let me introduce my team. I'm Matteo from Italy, and I'm here with Nicolas from the US, Pierre from Norway, and Yashar from Germany. So we are going to launch our B2B construction equipment platform in the Indian market, since we want to provide value connecting equipment providers with construction companies. Here there is the agenda for today. First of all, we are going to talk about the situation overview, followed by the platform business model, the network effect, the industry environmental, and in the end, the conclusion. So for our platform, we decide to target the Indian market since it is the third largest construction market in the world, and the forecasts predict a really huge growth from the next year, reaching 842 billion of US dollar of market revenue by 2025. As I mentioned, there is a really high demand since India needs to build 31,000 of homes every day for the next 14 years if they want to reach the demand. But there are extreme asset costs that not all the construction companies can afford, and even the rental costs are very high. So in this market, the players are two, the construction firms and the contractors, but there's no a B2B online platform to connect them.
Here you can see an overview of the parties involved. On the left side, you can see the equipment provider, which can list their equipment on the platform. And on the right side, you can see the construction firm that can search on the platform for specific types of equipment that they need. If a construction firm is interested in renting a piece of equipment, they do this through Rad.com. They don't do this through the provider, they do this through Rad.com. They pay Rad.com. We hold the payment, we hold the transaction until the service has been completed and the customer is happy and there were no issues. And once the service is completed, we release the payment to the provider. From construction firm to equipment provider, Rad.com will charge no commission. There are two additional parties involved in the business model. First, a transportation company on top, and second, an insurance company, which you can see at the bottom. So, what we do at Rad.com is we offer end-to-end service for the construction firm. So, when a transaction goes through, a transportation company will pick up the equipment from the provider and deliver it to the construction firm. This cost is included in the price the construction firm pays. Rad.com will take a piece of the revenue from the construction firm, collect it, and give it to the transporter. Same thing for insurance, right? So once a transaction goes through, a third-party insurance company, a partner, will issue a policy to the construction firm to make sure that there are no liabilities and that everything is risk-free, right? And that risk is on the behalf of the insurance company. And we will then take, again, part of the revenue collected from the client and we'll give it to the insurance company, okay? And this is the commission that Rad.com makes. Producers would include construction companies that own their own equipment, rental companies of heavy construction equipment, and first-hand manufacturers. The value proposition for the platform lies in an increase in revenue and having additional revenue streams, for example, for manufacturers, having more exposure to customers, having an increased utilization rate of their assets, which are very expensive to acquire, and having that end-to-end transportation service. Typical substitutes would include leveraging personal relationships to find clients, website, online ads, and so forth.
Our customers will be construction firms with limited equipment or no equipment at all. And these companies, they will be able to rent at a low cost, compare prices, have the flexibility to decide usage time, and access a swift and secure transportation. However, the customers could buy the equipment or rent from other companies or private owners. Our platform would allow for both interaction and facilitation. Types of interaction would be everything from aggregating all the supply to call centers. The platform would also include a closed chat for the customers to interact with each other. And our platform would showcase the listings and all customers allow customers to filter by numerous categories.
There are different metrics that we are going to track. First of all, the number of supplier, customer, and equipment on the platform. Then the number of transactions per equipment types, usage, location, duration, and even brands. Then we would like to track the equipment issues. And in the end, the revenue per equipment, customer, transaction, and suppliers. We are going to have three different types of cost. First of all, the marketing for the advertisement, the sales representative, and the research. And then the technology to maintain the website and for all the software that we will need. The last one is the operation of the administration, management, and business development. We are going to have two different sources of revenue. The first of all is the transportation commission fee, and the second one is the insurance commission fee. We already thought about possible new type of revenue that we probably will going to add in the future. For example, the maintenance, the operation vehicle, the warehousing, and give the possibility to sell through our platform. For the customer journey, everything starts when the small construction company needs a machinery. And then they need to search the most effective and cheapest way to rent a machinery online, and that's the point when they go on the platform of rad.com. On the platform there is the selection when they can select of the different machinery that they will need. Before to do the purchase, they can chat with the owner of the machinery and even contact us through our call center. Then there is the purchase through the platform, and they can use the tool, and after the experience the customer sends back the equipment. We transfer the money to the producer, to the owner of the equipment, and the clients can add photo and reviews of the machinery.
Our boundaries would be in 3 dimensions. So in products, we would focus on heavy machinery, such as bulldozers and cranes, and not hand tools such as or lawnmowers. For services, we facilitate and transport. We do not own the equipment or do the construction work. We will start our operations in Gujarat in India and not try to conquer the whole India in the beginning. So we would build up in our first phase, we would build up the equipment inventory through direct contact with construction companies that own their own equipment. We'd offer incentives to encourage these companies to join the platform during the first phase. Then we would reach out to and communicate with construction companies that are currently lending their equipment to other companies, explain the benefits of using this platform to carry out these rental transactions. Once the equipment inventory has been built up, we would begin by bringing the renters to the platform through direct contact, advertisement through Google Ads, and other Indian websites.
And now we'll be moving into the network effect. The network effect for this platform is achieved through connecting construction companies who own equipment with companies that do not own their own equipment. Furthermore, existing equipment rental vendors and equipment manufacturers will be included within the platform network. The direct network effects include equipment renters rating and reviewing their experience with equipment owners rating and reviewing their experience with equipment renters, and a referral program designed to create incentives for both equipment owners and renters. The indirect network effects include an increased need for maintenance and fueling companies, an increased need for licensed equipment operators, and an increased need for short-term equipment warehousing and storage. There are significant switching costs for both companies who own equipment and for those renting equipment. For equipment owners, switching costs include the time, effort, and resources that have been invested into the product listings for each piece of equipment being rented through the platform. For equipment renters, switching costs will include the time and effort they spend searching for and comparing various types of equipment from individual vendors. There's also a monetary switching cost stemming from rental through traditional vendors such as high rental costs, high transportation costs, and high insurance costs. The strong presence of switching costs on both sides of the transaction creates a user lock-in for the platform. As with many platforms, disintermediation is a substantial concern for Rad.com. In order to protect the platform from this, Rad.com will keep the names, contact information, logo, and other identifying information private. There will be no transaction fees to encourage the use of the platform. The platform will utilize an on-platform chat system with AI screening. Employees will review all photos for each listing, and there will be a monetary incentive created through a rewards program to encourage repeat usage.
We have a comprehensive list of stakeholders in manufacturer, equity owner, labor, environment, government, consumer, and owner of assets. And our stakeholders ranges from the owners of the machinery all the way to the environment that is being affected by projects our machinery are used in. There are also pros and cons with each segment of our stakeholders. For instance, less asset production would result in less waste and is good for the environment. However, more consumption could be caused by more production in the long term, which is bad for the environment. And one important stakeholders for the success of the platform will be the communities of Gujarat, where we plan to launch our platform. Also, our third-party companies, since they will bring us the revenue.
Next, we will be discussing the industry environment. The value proposition of the platform will play a major role in defending it against incumbents. There is no other platform where users can efficiently search for, compare, and rent commercial construction equipment from one central location. Another key value Rad.com brings into the transaction is complete facilitation of equipment transportation. Next, Rad.com will compete directly on price by charging a lower price to rent the pieces of equipment because we are an asset-light company that does not actually own any of the equipment being rented. Rad.com will also offer a larger inventory than traditional rental vendors because we will be aggregating supply from many different construction companies and equipment vendors. We also plan to form partnerships with existing vendors in order to gain access to large fleets of construction equipment. And lastly, Rad.com will enhance the local community we are involved in by connecting the individual construction companies and improving business and operations for both parties involved.
According to our research, currently there are no other B2B platforms offering such service in India, which would also mean that we will be the first mover and the first one to build up the network and bring supply and demand up to scale, which would be a great advantage for us. The sales cycle for Rad.com look like? First, we would acquire customers via online advertisement, for example on Google Ads, cold calling, roadshows, exhibitions, and so forth. Users would be activated and have a good experience by having an end-to-end experience with our transportation service and insurance service included, and by them being able to find the best prices available. We would implement a reward program to retain customers. So the more they use the platform, the more discounts they can receive. As aforementioned, we generate revenue by taking a cut from the transportation service and the insurance commission, and then also for referrals we would give discounts for companies referring other companies to join the platform. It's a B2B platform that connects the owners of heavy construction equipment to the users of heavy construction equipment. Revenue will be generated by charging a commission fee to third-party transportation and insurance companies. Switching costs for users in the network would emerge by the fact that they would have to invest time and effort into the listing and searching, and by the fact that we charge zero commissions and are cheaper than other competitive vendors. This company would operate in a multi-stakeholder environment. We believe to add a lot of value to all stakeholders involved, especially the government and the environment in India. This company would defend against incumbents by being the first network to launch in this space and by having a refined sales cycles with discounts, referrals, and cheap prices to build the network and grow amidst the growing construction industry in India. Having said that, we would like to thank you very much for listening to our presentation. We hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, thank you very much.